Nothing happens by chance. A lot of people think meeting the one is just about luck or random timing. But what if deep down, it's all part of a bigger plan? God doesn't just drop the right person into your life. He gets you ready first. Before the connection, there's a process. And more often than not, that process involves waiting, growing, and learning. Levi knew that waiting game all too well. He constantly wondered why he hadn't found the right person yet. He could feel something was missing, but just couldn't put his finger on it. When things don't happen on our timeline, it's easy to start doubting. But here's the thing, God doesn't move in a rush. He moves in preparation. If you haven't met the right person yet, it might be because he's still shaping your heart, strengthening your faith, or protecting you from someone who's not meant for your life. Levi thought he was ready for a relationship, but without realizing it, he still carried old wounds and deep insecurities. He wanted love, but was he actually ready to live love the right way? What's God trying to teach you? Instead of asking, why haven't I found someone yet? Try asking, what is God trying to teach me right now? Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's about learning your worth. Or maybe, just maybe, he's preparing you for something way bigger than you can imagine. Levi started to realize that the waiting wasn't punishment, it was an invitation to grow. And that was the moment everything began to shift. Before love comes transformation. A lot of folks think finding the right person is going to magically fix everything in their lives, but here's the truth. God doesn't just hand you a relationship. He works on you first so you'll be ready for it. Before he brings someone special into your life, he shapes you, strengthens you, and teaches you what you need to learn. At first, Levi didn't get it. He was out there hoping for love, but kept falling into the same old patterns, feeling insecure, scared of rejection, and having a hard time trusting anyone. He kept asking, why does this never work out for me? Am I the problem? Has God forgotten about me? But the real issue, Levi just wasn't ready yet. If you're not good with yourself, you won't attract something healthy. God doesn't just want to give you a relationship. He wants to give you a transformative, deep, and real relationship. And to make that happen, he's going to start by working on who you are, healing your emotional scars, teaching you to love yourself first, removing people and situations, pulling you away from your purpose. Levi started realizing that his prayers for a relationship weren't being ignored, they were just being answered in a different way. God was shaping the man he needed to become before meeting the right person. The process isn't always easy. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. Most times, it can feel painful. People walk out of your life. You face challenges that stretch you. God teaches you to be more patient and trust him more deeply. That's exactly what Levi went through. He hit a tough season where he felt super alone, but looking back, he realized God was clearing out everything that wouldn't help him grow into the kind of love he was meant to experience. God might not answer the way we want, but he always answers the way we need. Your best version attracts the right love. The moment Levi stopped chasing love out of desperation and started focusing on his own growth, everything changed. He realized that before wanting an amazing relationship, he had to become emotionally stronger, learn to trust God's timing, build his identity without depending on someone else. And that's when God began aligning the pieces. Because real love doesn't show up when you're unprepared, it shows up when you're ready to recognize it. Real love doesn't hold you back, it pushes you forward. So many people think true love is just about intense feelings and deep emotional connection. But here's the deal, a healthy relationship doesn't hold you down, it helps you level up. The right person won't control you, compete with you, or drag you behind. They'll challenge you to grow, cheer you on, and walk with you, not ahead of you, not behind, but right beside you. Levi had been in relationships before, but something always felt off. He constantly felt like he had to shrink himself to be accepted, like he had to hide parts of who he was just to keep the other person around. That's not love. Toxic relationships pull you back. If you have to water down your true self to keep someone close, that person's not your person. Levi had to learn that the hard way. In one of his past relationships, he started noticing his joy, his dreams, and even his faith were slowly fading. He felt guilty for wanting to grow. He was scared that if he changed, he'd lose that person. So he began accepting less than he deserved, thinking love meant painful sacrifice. But God never intended for him to be in a relationship that limited him. The right person helps you become your best self. Once Levi finally surrendered this part of his life to God, something shifted inside. He realized that real love doesn't ask you to shrink, it gives you space to grow. The right person will celebrate your wins, not be jealous of them. Encourage your dreams, not make you feel guilty for having them. Strengthen your faith, not pull you away from it. And that's exactly what Levi found when he met someone truly aligned with his purpose. For the first time, he felt accepted just as he was, without needing to make himself smaller to fit into someone else's world. So often we hang on to people who aren't meant for us just because we're scared to be alone. But the truth is, God will never send you someone who weakens your purpose. If someone constantly makes you feel like you're not enough, they weren't sent by God. The right person will challenge you to grow, but love you as you are. Support you through the hard stuff, not bail when it gets rough. Walk with you in the same direction, not steer you off course. Levi finally understood that God never wanted him to settle for just any love. He wanted him to find a love that built him up. Real love doesn't just complete you, it multiplies you. When God brings two people together with the same purpose, they don't just become a couple, they become a team. Real love doesn't take away who you are. It helps you grow into the best version of who you already were meant to be. And that was the biggest gift Levi received. He didn't just find someone, he found a relationship where he could evolve, grow, and live out his purpose beside someone who wanted the same. And when that happens, you don't question it. You just know. What you do while you wait matters. A lot of people spend years waiting for that one big love to show up, but they forget to actually prepare for it. Levi realized that just waiting wasn't enough. He had to use that time to grow and become the best version of himself. Because if you're not ready, you could meet the right person at the wrong time and miss the moment completely. How to get ready for real love. While God is working on your story, here's what you can do. Strengthen your faith and know who you are. Grow emotionally and mentally. Build your life so when the right person comes, you're already solid. You can't expect to have an amazing relationship if you're still carrying insecurities and emotional baggage that'll sabotage it. Levi figured out that before finding someone to walk with him, he had to learn how to walk alone first. Love doesn't complete you, it multiplies you. If you're hoping a relationship will fill some empty space inside you, then maybe you're chasing love for the wrong reasons. Real love doesn't come to fix you, it comes to add to your life. Levi learned that love shouldn't be an escape, it should be a partnership where both people grow together. And when he stopped chasing someone to complete his happiness and started becoming happy on his own, that's when God finally placed the right person in his path. God's timing is never off. Waiting for the right moment isn't easy. Sometimes it feels like everyone around you is finding love except you. Levi felt that way too. He spent years wondering why it seemed like God was taking so long to answer his prayers. But what he didn't realize was that God's timing isn't a delay, it's preparation. God didn't just want Levi to find a relationship. He wanted Levi to be ready to live out a real, healthy, purpose-driven relationship. When it feels like nothing's happening, God is working. Behind the scenes, God is always moving pieces even when you can't see it. Levi learned that God closed doors because he knew those relationships weren't right. God delayed meetings because Levi still needed time to grow. God allowed painful lessons so Levi would know how to recognize real love when it showed up. But what if Levi had gotten desperate? What if he had settled for any relationship just to avoid being alone? He would have missed out on something truly worth it. The wait is worth it. When Levi finally met the right person, he realized that every moment of waiting had a purpose. If he had met her earlier, he wouldn't have been ready. If he had clung to the wrong relationship, he might have drifted away from God's plan. If he had given up, he would have missed the chance to experience real love. God's timing may not match your expectations, but it always matches what you need. God is working on your story right now. If you feel like you've been waiting forever, just remember, God hasn't forgotten you. Maybe he's working on you. Maybe he's working on the other person. Maybe he's rearranging things in your life you haven't even noticed yet. But when the time is right, everything will fall into place. Levi finally understood real love doesn't come from rushing. It comes from trusting that God is in control of the whole story. Trust, wait, and keep growing. The right love will show up, but in the meantime, keep growing. Become the best version of yourself. Build your faith, identity, and purpose. And trust that God is preparing a meeting that will change your life. Because when the time is right, it will happen.